Call the member for Kooyong.
Thank you, Mr Acting Deputy Speaker. It's my pleasure to rise to support my colleague and friend, the member for Dunkley, in his important motion before the House today about the National Business Names Register, which was established in May 2012. And we would like to express our concerns, not about this idea of a National Business Names Register, because it is a good idea and it had its genesis in the Howard government, but in its implementation, in the botched implementation that has occurred on this Labor government's watch. Because during its short life, we have seen the privacy of many small business owners jeopardised by their residents being known. We have seen huge delays and waiting times as people have rung the ASIC hotline trying to get through to renew or transfer or to pay for their business name. Now, this has moved what was formerly a state and territory-based system to a national system. But I have had constituents call my office and detail the problems that they have had with this National Business Register. Now, the member for Dunkley, who's been extremely energetic, passionate and knowledgeable in his portfolio, has told those opposite more than 10 months ago about the existing problems. But little was done. Millions of dollars was thrown at this National Business Names Register, $120 million in the initial budget. And because of the loud outcry from small business, another $7.8 million has been allocated. But the money is not enough, because what we've seen from this government is its botched implementation. Now, you've had the pink bats fiasco, you've had the school halls fiasco. We know you can't protect our borders, and it's little wonder you can't run a National Business Names Register. Now, the small business is absolutely critical in our community. There are 2.7 million small businesses employing more than 4 million people. In fact, 96% of businesses in this country are small businesses. And in fact, 47% of those working in the private sector are working in small businesses, and 35% of the country's GDP comes from small businesses. But by you have taken small business in this country for granted. The fact that you've had 5 ministers in 15 months responsible for small business says it all. You've introduced more than 20,000 new regulations. You've introduced economy-wide taxes like the carbon tax, which comes right off the bottom line of small businesses, as well as a host of other bits of red tape. In fact, the red tape is crippling the small business sector. We've seen more than 240,000 jobs being lost from small business again on Labor's watch. And we've seen a 95% decrease in the amount of small business startups in this country. 130,000 independent contractors are no longer there because of this government's poor record on small business. Now, the millions of people across this country have said enough is enough. They want more certainty. They want people to run the government who care and understand small business. And the fact that there are so few members opposite who have actually run a small business in themselves is little wonder then why this government has been so unable to conduct themselves properly in the small business area. So what will we do if we are given a chance for government? The first thing is the member for Dunkley, who will be the Minister for Small Business, will sit in Cabinet. He'll have a seat at the Cabinet table. Small business will be in Treasury. We will introduce a fair dinkum paid parental leave scheme, which will be a great assistance to small business. We'll, of course, get rid of the carbon tax, which, as I said, comes off the bottom line of small business. We'll introduce changes that will see more than $1 billion in red tape removed. What a great burden that has been, the red tape on small businesses right across the country. We'll ensure that government pays small business on time, and there will be a penalty if it won't. And we'll extend the unfair contract provisions to small business. And perhaps very significantly as well, we will conduct a root and branch review of competition laws to ensure that small business gets a fair dinkum go. Mr Acting Deputy Speaker, this motion before the House is extremely important because in setting up a National Business Names Register, we wanted to help small business. But this Labor Party has done everything to botch its implementation and therefore to hinder small business. Under the Coalition, we will do so much better for the small businesses of Australia.
Member's time has expired.